Hello. Thought I'd drop in. Hey everyone, it's Whoopi and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about reflections and reflecting on yourself. So let's go. So, as we know, 2020 has been a year of sorts. There's been a lot of madness going on, a lot of movements, a lot of revolutions and revelations, which is similar to reflections. And we've managed to make it halfway through the year, just like that. Sorry, I just got Avengers flashbacks. It's mad, we've gone through half the year so fast. I feel like I closed my eyes for a quick second and opened them again and it was March, and then I blinked and now it's July and almost August. So now I'm a bit like, heh. And a lot has changed. There has been so many things that have happened, so many times that I have changed during quarantine, during lockdown, during this year alone. I mean, in January, that's a long time ago, I turned 19 at the beginning of the year. Like, wow. 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 But yeah, I turned a completely new age. So technically I'm older. Now just think about it, every single month has come with a different madness in my life, and I'm just like, wow. But damn, 2020, wow. I feel like this year has been so cruel, but also kind. Let me explain. So yes, it's been cruel because people are dying because of this crazy virus. Also, people are dying because of the colour of their skin, which has been happening for time, but we're working towards change. Our world is dying because of how we mistreat it. There was bushfires at the beginning of the year. There's just been a lot of cruelty and pain. However, on the flip side, life and 2020 have been kind to us because they've gifted us with time to reflect. We have been gifted with time to just sit with ourselves and process things that we might not have processed before. Honestly, with my quarantine, there's been different phases that I've gone through, and the first one was literally processing things that were happening in my life but was happening to the entire world. I was like, wow, we are really in lockdown together. Like, no one's going out unless they're an essential worker. Like, we actually have to process stuff now. But I do think it is a gift that we have the time to improve, to grow, to plant our seeds and maybe uproot ourselves and plant ourselves into better soil. Now, at the beginning of 2020, I wrote myself a letter for 2020 and my visions for 2020 because I'm driven like that. I'm joking, I'm not necessarily driven, but I just wanted to see change in my future. So I was like, damn it, let's just write something. Woo, vulnerability alert. I just realized that I'm literally gonna read some of this out. But yes, this could help someone, so I'm gonna read some of it out anyway. 2020 is a new year, a new decade, and a time for fresh eyes. I must look through my fresh eyes and look at myself clearly, thoroughly and properly. I need to see myself in 1080p 60 quality and see my flaws, my curves and edges, all your perfect imperfections, and my beauty. I need to see myself as sufficient, enough and fulfilled. My aim is to see myself as fulfilled and filled with God and love by the end of 2020. Now, that was the main bit I was gonna read to you guys, but there's another bit that I think could help someone, because when I reread this yesterday, I was like, ooh, my soul feels good. Sometimes good things take time, and sometimes you need to learn things or hear or see things before you even fully understand them in order to appreciate them. Now, let's hear what July Whoopi has to say about January Whoopi. I literally feel like I do see myself in 1080p 60 quality today, and I didn't at the beginning of the year, so go me. I also feel like I'm being more filled with God's spirit and God's love because I just want to love people so much, and that is kind of scary because I hate opening up. Every day, like in the morning, I'll be waking up and one of the first things I think about is like, oh, how can I show my love to people I care about? And even people I've never met before, but how I can make their day better. I definitely see myself more clearly, and I feel more aware of my flaws and my quirks. Like, I'm aware of my strengths and my weaknesses, and I'm working towards bettering myself every single day. I'm trying to educate myself the best I can on myself, but also on the world and all the movements. You need to compare yourself to the person you were at the beginning of the year, because I'm pretty sure some parts of you have changed. Where were you before and where are you now? What's changed? What hasn't? What's better? What's worse? Because sometimes it just goes, oh, oh. Were you surprised at? Were you not surprised at? What do you want to maintain and hold on to? What do you want to let go and make space for something new? There is still the second half of 2020. Like, you still have like 6 months left. Well, 5 months now. Point is, you still have time to better yourself, so don't give up and don't feel like, well, that's that, and don't think it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Because it isn't. Like, you have time and you have the space to level up. You can achieve your goals, and now I know that tomorrow is not promised for anyone. Like, no one is exempt of that, and I feel like I live my life like tomorrow isn't promised. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try and make plans for your future and be hopeful, because hope is a focus and it can drive so many people to reach their goals. Something I wrote the other day was, live for today, but imagine a tomorrow. And I think that just sums up my point perfectly. How's your body image been recently? How was it before? How was it 6 months ago? How was it last week? How was it yesterday? How do you think it'll be tomorrow? These are questions that I asked myself, and I was like, oh, wow. And obviously with quarantine and staying indoors, my weight and body image has fluctuated, my body confidence has fluctuated, but I feel like now I'm at a good level and I'm proud of my body. I'm happy with my body. I keep it healthy, and even on days where I feel really like heavy or just really like I don't look pretty, I would just remind myself that my body has brought me through so many things, that I'm able to move my body, I'm able to function, like, wow. So yeah, just a reminder to appreciate your body a little more today, because it does a lot for you. Anxiety, if you're someone like me who struggles with anxiety or just like normal nerves, which everyone gets, how has that been recently? Has that increased because of the pandemic? Has it reduced because you've been indoors? How does it compare now to the beginning of 2020? Have you developed better coping mechanisms? Have you maintained the coping mechanisms that you built before? Your confidence, how's that been? You've been indoors. How was it before? How was it when you were busy interacting with people every day? How is it now that you've been inside and you're always scrolling on social media? Yes, I'm calling you out. Maybe it's time to adjust your screen time, especially on social media. Oop, I said it. Maybe you need to spend less time comparing yourself to people online who've probably edited and chosen specific angles for those photos and videos, and more time on yourself and spending time with yourself so you can get to know yourself and love yourself better. Not saying that those people aren't beautiful as well, because they are obviously beautiful and amazing and aesthetically pleasing, but you are also beautiful, amazing and aesthetically pleasing. There's just different aesthetics, okay? Find your aesthetic. What also might help with confidence is just looking at yourself in the mirror and saying affirmations to yourself. I know it can sound silly, but I literally did some before this video and I felt 10 times better. Like this morning, I feel good. Like I feel good today, but this morning I felt very lazy and I was like, maybe I shouldn't just film a video this week. And I was like, no. We have a schedule. We have a routine. We stick to the routine. So I went to the mirror and said some stuff to myself, and voila. Happiness levels. How are they at the beginning of the year and how are they now? How have they been in the middle too? Because the middle is always the uncomfortable bit, but how have they been? How you been? Happiness is literally a journey, not a destination, as someone said, but it really is a journey, and there isn't a measure of happiness. Like, there isn't a definitive measure of happiness. Happiness looks different to different people, but you've got to have happiness within you. You can gain it from other people, but it has to start within you. My happiness levels have increased and have improved, if anyone was wondering. At the beginning of 2020, they were not good. It was a no. You can literally find happiness in the littlest things. Like, I find happiness making myself a little fruit bowl to eat, making myself a little cup of tea, taking photos of nature or whatever catches my eye, or like seeing the way the sun hits the plants in my garden. I'm like, H2O makes me really happy. This is your reminder to stay hydrated. Be the energy you want to attract. If you want to attract happy, positive, light, challenging, but growing energy, then become that energy. Okay, let's manifest. Let's bring it forward. Let's bring it closer to us, okay? We ain't got time to waste, okay? You need to start now. Let's go. Let's reflect. Let's look at ourselves and be like, is that you? Is that you? We may not know everything and we may not be able to control everything, but we can learn to know ourselves and learn how to control our environments where possible and where necessary. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, give it a like, please. If this was your first time on my channel, hello. I hope I didn't seem too aggressive. I just want you to see how amazing you are and become the best version of you. Please subscribe if you liked this video and you want to see more. It means a lot to me. Again, thank you for 60+ subscribers. It means the world. If anything that I said stood out to you, let me know in the comments. You are the best you. No one else can replace you. I hope you know that, and I hope you have a lovely, wonderful rest of your week and have a good weekend. Bye.